What's up, guys? I'm back. We're in the studio by myself, and I got a very special guest, East Coast Trev. Really doesn't need no introduction, so why don't you just go right into it right
No, you don't need to be like that, man. There's no need for that, Joe. No need, man. No need. I appreciate you taking the time, man, to have me on, dude. I really do. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thank
now?
you.
Vice versa, man. I mean, I like you're like one of the first podcasts I kind of got into with the with East Coast bow hunter and all that. And I mean, this kind of like starstruck a little bit. So I mean, I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to talk to us, man.
Jeez, man, talk about bringing up the past. I mean,
I know, I know. I didn't even want to bring it up that much,
oh,
but
it's fine. It's not a big deal.
all right, yeah. Are them
It's kind
episodes
of
still out? Can you still listen to them episodes or no?
we tried to get rid of them, honestly. They're a lot of them have gone and passed.
Okay.
There is some of them probably floating around the interweb somewhere, obviously, because you can't get rid of everything. But there is some of them definitely out there and in public's view, I guess.
All right.
But that was a fun endeavor, dude. Like that's kind of, it's kind of what I cut my teeth on when it comes to podcasting. So it was one of those things that I absolutely loved it. I had the time of my life with. I was an absolute idiot and moron on it and didn't have to care. But I mean, like, hey man, things happen. What are you gonna do? It was a bad business partner, and I don't know. I mean, he's doing 20 to life now, so fuck it. Who
Yeah,
cares?
fuck them.
That's what I said. So, but now we're on to bigger and better things, dude, and we have a lot more fun and a better platform and somewhere else better to fucking listen to, I guess.
That sounds awesome. Sorry, I'm trying to my Zoom just told me we gotta upgrade or they gotta cancel my thing.
Oh geez.
So
That's not good.
no. So let's just break down a little bit.
You gotta love podcasting, right? The technical
Yeah, I
difficulties of it, like
and it's so yeah, I had some my USB-C went out of my cord earlier today, so I don't know why it went like that. But let's just I mean this some people don't understand the struggle behind this stuff, but let's go a little bit dive deep and I mean how you got started and all this and
yeah, so like I had said, man, I had started with East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast, and we kind of broke off of that, and we started the Outdoor Drive. That all had started. I had met a gentleman by the name of Stephen Clark, which is actually my co-host of the Outdoor Drive, and we actually had dropped it. It actually all got created in less than 2 weeks. He when the endeavor for East Coast Bow Hunting got shut down, or we ended up canceling it, I had reached out to Steven. Steven had been on the podcast, and there was talk about him actually co-hosting with me on the Outdoor Drive. I mean, on East Coast, and things had gone south. So we decided when we had to shut down East Coast bow hunting that we were going to open up the Outdoor Drive. Dude, it took us about a week to come up with a name, a logo, and a launch date of it. So we ended up launching it in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and we just started from there. And not being just super niche to just bow hunting, because obviously, as we know, like a lot of people are bow hunters, but there's a lot more things in the outdoors as far as if it's fishing, hunting, camping, hiking. There's a lot more to it, and I think that we were missing out on a ton because it's bow hunting is only half of what we do all year long. So we started the Outdoor Drive, and dude, it was talk about a struggle to try and come up with a name and a logo and everything else all at once. It was probably one of the worst times of my life trying to figure that all out. Like we had actually come up with East Coast Traditions podcast, which was kind of like where we were going to go with it. And then we were kind of advised to the fact, like, don't do that. Don't do East Coast Traditions because it's very linked to East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast. So start something completely different and just start completely fresh and new and not even have East Coast in it, which was, I mean, I guess kind of smart in the same token, because like you definitely don't want to do that at all and have to worry about that.
yeah. And I kind of think that would have been like if people would have heard that, you would think you were like traditional or flintlock or something like that. So I mean, I like the Outdoor Drive, and I think your like out slogan is one of the really good ones too, and all that and stuff. So
We know that we're not traditional at all. Like
uh,
traditions and traditional is not who we are by any means. We are very far from traditional.
dude,
I
I
can
think you
promise you
look
that.
badass with a flintlock rifle just going around on some
It's,
public land in a saddle, dude. You could be number one trending on the YouTube with a flintlock saddle. I mean,
and
talk
an
about
e-bike.
yeah, and the e. Fuck, man.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, then you're from New England. You could be
Yep.
like, the fucking British are coming. The British are coming.
it's it's actually kind of funny that you say that because so the hometown that I'm actually from is Coventry, Connecticut, or Coventry is what they call it. And it's actually the home of Nathan Hale. So it's kind of right, isn't it
Holy
crazy?
shit.
Yeah, so like Nathan Hale's homestead is literally probably a mile and a half from my house where I sit today. So like, could you imagine actually being that guy with a flintlock? And like, it would totally be fitting. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
that.
for
But
sure.
I have a couple of flintlocks, and Pennsylvania has that traditional season. And I was like, dude, I kind of want to go and check that out. There's a couple of my buddies. I don't know if you've ever seen like In the Presence, but those boys, they do flintlock drives in Pennsylvania during traditional season. Bro, it is one of the most badass things you will ever watch. Like their drive videos are the coolest things ever. And it kind of inspired me to like, I have this flintlock. I was like, dude, you know what I should do? I would love to kill turkeys with a flintlock. Like just something a little bit different. Like we kill a ton of turkeys
Yeah.
here, so like you got to like come up with something a little bit different. I was like, maybe I'll kill one with a flintlock. Like be kind of cool. I guess I should, you know what I should do? I should dress up in like wool and all that stuff, and I'll do like a whole entire video series of killing things with a flintlock in dressed up colonial clothing, I guess. Could you imagine that? Could you? I don't even think they make them for a guy my size. Yeah, whatever. It could be worth it.
Yeah, I thought about it because I was like, I was gonna get deep into some flintlock, like the true flintlocks and all
Mm-hmm.
that. And I was like looking like you either have to make them or you get them like somebody makes them for you, and they're like $1,000. I was like, I'm not that cool.
No, no.
To be only able to shoot like 40 paces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not that good,
no, I can't even shoot 40 paces with a bow,
right?
let alone a bore sight or bore sight rifle. So
Yep, absolutely. No, it would be kind of fun though. I think it would be kind of cool.
yeah, I think
kind of a
that's cool.
challenge.
I think that would be a cool trend for more places to start. Because like Michigan, we have a muzzleloader season, but you can use straight wall cartridges. So might as well be like the 350 or the 450 Legend. I mean, you can shoot 200 yards. So what's the point of even having a muzzleloader season? Let's bring it back, cut that muzzleloader to traditional season.
So you can actually shoot straight wall during the muzzleloader season.
That's correct. So our rifle season, yeah, our rifle season in Michigan is like 30 to 40 days long. So we get November 15th is just normal rifle opening up,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes to the 31st or 30th. I don't know how many days in November. Sorry,
Right.
I don't remember the 30 or whatever. But there's a shotgun line. Let's see, where's my hand? Okay, right here's the hand. There's like a shotgun line that goes like right here, and then you can use rifle all above this, but this is all shotgun down here. But you can use the straight wall cartridges in a shotgun zone. So you can use the 450 Bushmaster or the
Mm-hmm.
350 Legend, 44 Magnum, I think. And I think there's a 357. I could be wrong.
357 lead. Yeah,
Yeah, so you can use that. So you get
yeah.
them 15 days. Then there's like an 8 to 9 day period, and then muzzleloader picks up, and there's like a couple zones, but you can use straight wall cartridges all the way. And it goes to like the 18th or whatever, and then like there's a 3 day 4 day break, and then there's late antlers to the rest of the beginning of the year. So dude, you literally could fucking use a rifle for almost a month.
So what is a muzzleloader season if you can use a straight wall cartridge? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't.
That's crazy. Like here with you can't even use a lesser weapon here, bro. Like I can't. So in this, one of the things that kind of irritates me about here, right? Like talking about, I know off air, we kind of talked about it, is the biologist and people kind of getting their hands where they don't belong, where during bow season, I can hunt with a bow, right? Then shotgun season opens up, but I cannot hunt on public land with my bow during shotgun season? It doesn't make any sense, right?
We can, but we have to wear orange. I mean,
Okay,
but
I'll wear orange.
yeah, I know that makes no like why. Yeah, why is there no like I'm in a disadvantage and like personally, I don't want to be on public land during opening day of anything. Like it's I don't know how yours is, but
Same.
ours it's the orange coat army, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
nuts out there. It looks like a pumpkin field on some of the public, but yeah, I don't see that. Like, what's the science behind why can't I have a bow out there? I mean, you're not going to lessen numbers or anything of hunters, you know.
How crazy it is for us is that like, so you can wear the orange law, right? So you have to wear an orange to and from your tree stand, and once you get on the elevation over 10 feet, you can take your orange off.
That makes no sense at all.
Right. That makes no sense at all. But my thing is, and my argument is, so if I shoot and tag out with my bow, right? But then I go into shotgun season, I want to use a lesser weapon because I want to use my shotgun tag with a bow and arrow. I cannot do that. Which I'm like, what do you mean? But I can use a muzzle loader and shoot with my shotgun tag, but I can't use a bow. And I'm like, that makes no sense. And talk about somebody getting involved where they don't need to get involved.
Right.
Like, come on, you got to be kidding me. Like, what does it really matter what I shoot it with? It's really that big of a deal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
You know, like
That was like when I went out to Wyoming and like, I'm not like a penny pitching guy, but
Mhm.
like, so you get a bear tag. So you can shoot that bear with a gun. It's just straight, you just pay for your license and then the bear tag. And
Right.
then if you want to use a bow, I was like, well, I was going to use a gun. I was like, but I might use my bow. Somebody might talk me. There's like a tree stand that only can shoot a bow out of. I was like, oh, well, I don't want to be in disadvantage. So I'm going to buy this archery tag. It was like $70. I'm like, why is it $70 to use a bow, but it's no more to use a gun? I was like, that makes no sense to me at all. I'm like,
Why would they do that?
it's got to be a money game.
Money thing.
It's got to be a money grab. But I mean, like, I just don't understand. Like, okay, I don't mind it, but like, there's just like, you just like, oh, let's kick this guy when he doesn't tag out. Let's kick him in the balls for another $70. So
Maine is the same way. So like you buy your regular gun license, it's like 200 and something dollars and you get your bear tag with it. But if you want a bow hunt, you have to spend an extra $110 to shoot it with a bow, to have your bow license with it. They do a 5-day, which is like $25, but like, what does it matter? Like, just let me use any implement that I want to use. Like,
you know, whatever's
bear.
like,
Say, okay, with bear, you can shoot it with a bow, a muzzleloader, or a rifle. Like, I get it.
yeah.
It's a money thing,
Yeah.
obviously.
Put $30 more on the tag. So like the average 50-50, the 50% of the people using a gun's gonna buy it. And then there's more gun hunters than bow hunters anyway. So I mean you're gonna get more money anyways, just implementing on the tag than just having us buy an archery stamp or archery license or whatever. But
It's so stupid. And like, is your state like ours? Like, we have to get an actual, we have to go and get a bow license and then a gun license. You have to get all of this at.
No, we have just basically we get a buck like we have to buy a comp. I got burned on this one time when I was younger. So you got to get a buck tag. We get $2, but if you buy a buck tag by itself, you can't get your second buck tag. You have to buy the combo right at once to get both your buck tags. If you don't buy that combo and you buy your buck tag and use that buck tag, you can't get a second buck. So you have to buy in the combo. It makes no sense, but it's a money grab too, because it's like in my eyes, if you're a non-resident, you're gonna go, well, maybe I'll get $2, so they gotta spend the extra additional money to buy both tags at once. You know what I mean? Because it's out of non-resident has to buy, it's more money because they're
Right.
and they're gonna go, well, if I'm coming up there and if I see $2, I'm gonna shoot them. So that's why I think they implemented like 8 years ago. In my eyes, that's why it's just a huge money grab, because they're like, okay, now these guys gotta buy 2 tags right at once. There's no even if they don't use one, we got them already buying 2. So, but no, you get your tag, and then there's just seasons, and then the doe used to be zones. Like there would be like certain zones, like public, private or public, and the counties or whatever. And then now they implemented a universal one. There's so many universal tags, so you can use in like the whole lower peninsula and all that. But every day it's a different thing. And we just implement, dude. The fucking world was on fire when the DNR said that we had to check our deer. Like everybody in Michigan's like, why do I gotta check my deer? I'm like, what? Why are you freaking out? That sounds like you're doing some shady shit when you don't want to check your deer in. But like, and then like everybody like else in the world is like, dude, we've been checking our deer for like 10, 15 years. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't check your deer in.
I think deer checking was probably one of my favorite things growing up as a kid. Like you would hunt opening day, right? And then you would, after the opening day, like the local sports shop would open up at like 10 a.m. So like you would hunt in the morning, it'd be like 9:30, 10 o'clock. You'd get down and you would go to the check-in station, and you would sit at the check-in station and see what, like I'd come from a small town. So like you would just go to the sportsman shop and see what everyone shot on opening day of shotgun season. It was probably one of my favorite things. Even if you didn't shoot nothing, dude, you would just go there and be like, oh, who's got what buck, like who shot what deer. Like it was probably one of my favorite things to go and do. And then as I got older, in my late teens, they got rid of it. And I'm like, I still went there in my teens, dude, in my late teens to go and just see like every opening day. It's what you did. You grab a coffee, a donut, and you just go over to the sportsman shop and you'd see who came in with what deer, what buck, you know what I'm saying? And like congratulate everybody. And it was like the cool camaraderie thing of camp, but they got rid of it. And I'm like, why would you get rid of this? Like, this is the dumbest thing. Like, why? Like it's the coolest thing. Like they check it in, they pull a tooth for age, they tell you like how old it is, like right then and there. They have a biologist there. It was so badass.
Yeah.
And it was actually a money grab for them because you would pay $5 to get your tag. So like why wouldn't you do that? Like I don't know. It's crazy. And now they make it so that I think here, like it being such a liberal state and like I think honestly, they went to a paper, like just a kind of like online tagging system and not a paperless. So like you literally you can just call it in online and get a confirmation number, and you have to have the confirmation number on the deer. Like you don't have to check anything in or nothing. Like, so you have guys that, I mean, who knows this is my beliefs on it. Like they would just shoot a deer, and if they clean it up and cut it up, then they don't have to tag it,
Right,
like, cause you're making it easier for poachers and they can just shoot whatever they want. But on the same token, you're making honest people criminals at that point, because you have 24 hours to call it in and get a confirmation number. And if that guy, like myself, like if you get busy doing something or whatever and you just forget, then, and they don't get a confirmation number, now that's an illegal deer, So like, I don't know. It's kind of a win-lose draw kind of thing, I guess.
So did you guys ever have buck poles out there?
No.
Wow, that's crazy. That's like such a like staple around here. You know what a buck pole is?
No, not even close.
Oh, really? Okay, so like like usually archery they didn't do what like gun. It would be like the first weekend, like bars or whatever, like usually processors would have it. So they would have these poles out. And if you shoot a buck or whatever, you go to these buck poles and they have a contest that night and they score it up and all that. And usually like the first place, usually there's like a prize or whatever, and you just free entry. But it's usually, yeah. So like you just go there at the end of the night, there'll be like 15, $20 on the pole. And basically everybody's talking around there, talking how they got it and all that. And then there's a little contest, usually like a taxidermy says a free head for first place, or they throw some money sometimes at it, yeah, or whatever, free stuff and stuff. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Oh man, we'll have to get you like on a buck pole one of these nights. But it's usually like in November, like the prime time. We have like the awesomest gun hunt. Usually right after or during rut. So great success rate for them guys. So I really appreciate it. That's pretty, and it's like ours is like, how some states are like it's on the third weekend of November or second week, it doesn't matter. Ours is on November 15th. Got to be on November 15th. And guess what? November 15th this year is a Tuesday. Like now I got to take fucking Monday off to go up. Like I always go up north with my dad because we don't have big gear up there, but that's why one of the main reasons I got into hunting is be closer to my dad. And I said I will never miss an opening day with him as long as I'm breathing or capable. So now I got to take Monday and like I don't care. I'll take work off. Fuck it. But it's like Tuesday. What the fuck, man? Like no one wants it. Now you got to take Tuesday off and like Monday, Tuesday, and basically take the whole week off. And I'm like, damn, we got to make it like the second weekend of November or something, or actually farther. I would hope like more Thanksgiving area, get more people out in the woods when when the cold starts to come out. That's when it kills everybody. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a biologist, so I don't know. But.
Yeah, they do the same thing here. Like it's like the third Tuesday of November or something. Like it's actually no. I'm sorry. What is I don't know. It all depends because I think that it goes on days. So you're only allowed to hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like waterfowl. Like they only allot you X amount of days. So then they just pick a random day, like a Tuesday. I think it's about the same. Like our bow season September 15th. It opens September 15th every single year, no matter what. If it's a Thursday, a Monday, or it doesn't really matter. And then I think our gun season is the same. Actually, now that I say it, yeah. I think it actually is the same. But it's just irritating. Like, why would
we're the people that we talk about hunting for a living when we know our own dates? Sometimes we're like,
well, you just go
sometimes
with it.
You just don't know. You're just like, no. I don't fucking care. Like, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
I feel like it changes all the time, right? Like everything changes, but in all reality, it probably doesn't.
Nah.
Like it's probably just stays the same, and we're just like, yeah, well, whatever. I just go with the dates, man. I don't know. Look in the book.
And there's like some people that ask me, like, "Oh, you're a big hunter. You might know this question." I'm like, "No fucking clue, dude. Sorry."
No. Google is an amazing thing.
Yeah, I think Google has saved a lot of people from getting charges and like, oh, who would know that you're only supposed to have 3 in your duck gun?
Yeah, exactly. That's a federal regulation, by the way.
Yeah,
that's across the board. Like, it's
I have never waterfowl, and I have a really big buddies that are really big in waterfowl, and I kind of want to refuse to do it in a sense because I think that'd be too much of addiction for me. It sounds like too much of a good time to me.
See, I guess that's one of my problems, right? And one of my qualms in the outdoors is that I try and put my hands in everything known to man. Like I have to be part of everything, whether it's pheasant hunting, deer hunting, waterfowl hunting, goose hunting. I have to go and try everything. And I have way too many hobbies. Like it's only in the outdoor realm. Like,
right.
So like I want to saltwater fish. I want to freshwater fish. Like, I don't think there's enough days in the week and hours in the day to keep me busy enough to be doing everything. And if I could tell you, do not get involved with anything else, bro, because like it gets so overwhelming. Like sea duck season, I'm constantly duck hunting all the time. Then we go into ice fishing. Then it's the springtime, so you're back to regular fishing, and then it goes into turkey hunting, and like you have to like strategically set up all of your days to be able to do everything. And you're like, holy shit, bro, I have way too much stuff. Like I have way too much gear. It gets expensive. Tags.
I bet.
It's nuts, bro. Like
X'd out credit cards, and you're just like, shouldn't be buying this, but charge it.
Taxidermy, bro, is the worst.
Oh, dude, I dropped my bear off the spring, and he was like, yeah, it's like something like $50 an inch. I'm like, thank God I shot a smaller bear, because the one guy that shot me a monster in camp with me, I was like, dude, your taxidermy bill is going to be outrageous.
So what did you do? Did you do a bear rug or
I did a full body. So it's going to be like a wall, like a little bit of like, man, I wish I could show you real quick, but it's going to be like a little bit of like a pedestal, not like a pedestal, like a little bit of environment or whatever. And it'd be on the wall, but it's going to be a full body, like a side. But he's just so pretty. You got to show off all those stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna have a foot up, no mouth open. I don't like mouth open.
No,
but
well, black bears aren't an aggressive animal. I never understood that.
No, I think I went to Old Barn Taxidermy, so like Sam, he's awesome taxidermy, so I wouldn't be worried about it. But I think like a lot of the time, other people they fuck up a mouth. I mean, like coyotes or anything. Like sometimes it's a fine thin line with anything with their mouth open. It's like, okay, it works for that pose, or it just looks like he's just fucking sneezing out something or something.
Do you know one of the worst things? So like, obviously, so I'm in the taxidermy world. That's kind of like one of the things that I do in the off season. So I I'm into European mounts. That's what I do full time. That's my full time business in the winter is European mounts, if that makes any sense. But I help a lot with a good buddy of mine who's a taxidermist. So we dive into taxidermy all the time. And you know how you can tell what a good taxidermist is or isn't? Is cats. Bro, bobcats and mountain lions. You can tell a taxidermist by those two animals because you can fuck up so bad with the eyes on a cat and really tell how intricate or how good a taxidermist is by their cats and by their coyotes are their two most. How many like screwed up taxidermy posts you see of guys with foxes, coyotes, and cats? Like,
Oh,
bro, dude, you're like, oh, I'm not sending my shit there. Like that guy, like a deer. All right, a deer still looks like a deer, no matter how
yeah.
you screw it up, where the eyes or the mouth and the nose is.
It's usually they fuck up the fur or something like they like somehow. But some people are like, oh, the taxidermy fucked up. Well, you probably fucked up. Like they don't blame themselves. Like, oh, I didn't prep the body, or like I had it frostbite or something, or didn't prep it right or something. But yeah. Usually, like you said, deer usually turns out a deer. Usually like hair or something like that.
There's and it's funny that you say that because I think that there's a huge preparation factor with any type of taxidermy, and a lot of people don't take that into consideration. Where you want to, like a bear, right? Like you being out in the West, right? Like you have to get that thing as cold as utterly possible as fast as you can, because if you don't, then you're literally going to get hair pull. And the first place that it comes from is in the face on a bear. So like when you have that skin and it's still, if that bear skull is still inside, you're actually just packing heat into their face. You want to get that thing off of it as fast as you can, or at least put it in a freezer to get it as cold as you possibly can, as fast as you can, or you're going to end up getting hair pull. And it's the same with guys with deer, like early season, early October and stuff, when it's still 60 degrees out. Bro, you're not getting that thing down to temperature fast enough. And it's literally, that's where we have problems with hair pull, man. Like if, like you see guys, like there's a couple guys that shoot piebald deer, right? Or have shot piebald deer here, and they drive around with it in their truck, or they hang it in the garage, and then they get mad because they wanted to do a full mount, but now they're doing a shoulder mount because there's all kinds of hair pull on it. And it's like, that's not the taxidermist's fault. And everybody's been breaking down on the taxidermist. That's like the new trend now. Like, well, let's just blame the taxidermist. Well, it's not the taxidermist's fault that you drove around that thing for 6 months and put it on a buck pull and it was there all night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's not their fault, but like, I don't know. People just like to point the blame to anybody else but themselves. Like nobody wants to take, recognition for what they did wrong, and that's
Well, if
poor
anybody's going to
taxidermists.
learn anything from this podcast, the one fact, what would you what would you say the best preparation? Okay, I shot a buck, I just gutted it. What would your next step? I don't have a deep freezer.
Dude, honestly, what I would do as fast as I possibly could is I would pack that thing with ice and get the internal down as fast as you possibly could. If you can pack ice on top of it and get it cold as you possibly could, that would be my thing. Like, or even get it to a processor so that they can get it into, you want to try and do your due diligence to try and get that thing cold as you possibly can, man. Like it's like, get the guts out of it, pack that thing full of ice. Like if I was to do it, I would take that thing and I would put it in a jet sled, because we use those a ton. I would pack it full of ice. I would put ice on the outside, and I would try and put like some type of shipping blanket on it and get it down cold as you possibly could, pretty fast, and then try and skin it off and cape it out and get that thing in the freezer, man, because you don't want to get it soaking wet
right? Yeah.
from the ice, because that's a bad factor too. But you want to just get it cool and just cool it down, because I mean that thing's your trophy, man. Like that's forever gonna be there, and you want to make sure to take care of it as best as you possibly can. I mean it's even down to European mounts. Like a lot of people don't understand. Like if you take that European mount and you hang that deer in the walk-in cooler for a week, right? Like you would think that it's normal, but what are you doing? You hang it from its back hocks. and all the blood rushes down to its face. Now, all that blood is sitting in the face of that deer. Like a lot of people don't think about that. And when you do that, what does that do, man? That stuff gets saturated into the bone of your face. So what you want to do, honestly, and what I tell all my customers is cut that head off as fast as you can, man. You're going to get all the blood out of your animal, but now that head is off of the deer. Take it and put it in the freezer. Freeze it as fast as possible. Now that meat's not rotting, like it's not really rotting, but it's starting to break down. So then that blood and stuff is on that skull. You're going to have a better end product for the taxidermist to be able to work with. And it makes it so you have a nicer trophy, man. And you want to care for it because you spent all that time and money sitting in the tree to shoot something and you're not going to take care of it. Like, why would you know what I'm saying? Like it all starts with you. It's not on the taxidermist. It all starts with you and just proper preparation, man. Like it's very important for the proper trophy.
Yeah, it's like getting a Corvette and putting conventional oil in it. Just fucking
it doesn't make no sense.
It
dude.
makes no sense. Yeah,
it's like wiping before you poop. It just doesn't make any sense, man. It really doesn't.
I got a bidet, so it's all good. We're bougie up here, dude.
Yeah. What is that? What is that thing? The Mr. Squirter or whatever? What is that thing? I can't think of it. Sorry. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. First time I seen one, I was like, when did they start putting a drinking fountain in the bathroom?
Hey, listen, I'd try anything once, honestly.
$20 is $20, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying $20 is $20.
Yeah.
I do it for $5. No.
Damn. Just killing the competition out there. So I don't know. I'm not trying to be. What do you think the biggest thing you noticed since like the upsurge of hunting or outdoor industry to you? I mean, I know you talked a little bit about on yours about how like fishing went nuts and all that for a moment during the COVID, but like, what do you think the most uptrend in your area? I mean, I think the basics, I think that's around the board is saddles and mobile hunting is kind of going more nuts, I think. But I mean, is there anything certain out in your area, or is it more people leaving your area, like going more towards Ohio, more Midwest, or all that? So
no, I think that there was just like a huge upchuck in people just getting out in the outdoors and fishing, like fishing and hunting equipment. Like everybody's buying it. Guys that were, let me take this back for a second. So one of the things that I had said throughout all of this in the pandemic with everything going on, I hoped that everybody, what does everybody say? Everybody goes and they say, I wish I spent more time with my dad, or I wish I spent more time with my kids. I wish I spent more time hunting. I wish I did. Well, you were given that chance. And honestly, here, I feel as if a lot of people did do that, man. A lot of people got into the outdoor realm or the outdoor sports and did more things in the outdoors than they ever had did. They got back to their we'll call it inner child, right? Where they were able to go out and do those things and get into shooting archery or hunting. Like there's a huge amount of people that like if you go, being a fisherman, I'm on the water all the time, right? And there is so many more people in all of these public fishing areas and saltwater fishing than they've ever been, honestly. And it's so cool to see. And everybody's kind of like, oh, well, they know all my spots. They're going to well, who cares, man? They're out there and they're out there doing it. And it's really cool to see. And it's the same with archery and archery hunting. Like there's a ton more hunters. There's a ton more people in a lot more public areas hunting. And I think it's absolutely great. I think the industry needed it because now we have more license sales. Like license sales have been down. But the past couple of years, everybody got out there and they actually did it. And it's an amazing thing to see. Like, so the other day, I had a little malfunction with one of my bows, and I wanted to make sure it was tuned in before I started traveling. And so I went, there's a local field archery range down the road, and I would go there and shoot all the time, dude. I would grab a dozen arrows in my recurve and I would walk it. It's a field archery spot. And it's all in the woods. So it's like a 3D course, but it's just bag targets. and they would get used, but not all that much. And I went there the other day, and all the targets had been shot up. Like there was a ton of people that had been gone through it. And while I was there, reciting in one of my sites, there was a kid or younger gentleman that had shown up with a recurve. And so like if when you go up the main trail, there's like 5 targets, and they're all at marked distances. And the guy was there. I was there shooting, and he come up behind me, and he shot like half dozen arrows. And I was like, "Hey man, you're clear. We can go down and grab our stuff." So I introduced myself, and his name was Sam. And come back, I was like, "Oh, you're gonna shoot again?" He goes, "No, I was just stopping on my way to work, man. It's something I picked up during COVID, and I just stop here and I shoot a half dozen arrows on my way to work." And I was like, "That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Like that is awesome. Like you go out of your way to shoot your bow every single day on your way to work. Like I wish that I had that in me, because I definitely don't. Like I'm way too lazy to do that." But you enjoy it, man. And I'm so happy to see something like that, and see that people are starting to dive back into the sport that may have lost it in the past.
Yeah, and traditional it's one of them things. If you don't use it, you'll lose it quick.
Mm-hmm.
On just being hitting where you want to hit. So I mean, I never hit where I want to hit with it, but it's fun to fling some arrows. So
One of my favorite things about traditional, like, and the only reason I picked it up, like, it's only a 35-pound bow. Like, I'll probably never hunt with it, but the reason I bought it was just that, like, I'm able to go into the woods and just shoot, man. And it brings you back to the fundamentals of where, your anchor points. It's not forgiving at all. Like if your form is not 100%, you're not going to hit your target. Like, and it kind of, my thing for me, like when I go out with all my buddies, like I used to do a ton of competition 3D shooting and indoor 3D, I mean indoor shooting and indoor 3D. And the competition aspect of it for me with my friends was way too much. Like I would just break myself down, and I would get so mad because I wouldn't hit my mark, or I was all about a score for me. So I literally got it just to shoot. Like when I go out with my buddies and shoot 3D, I bring my trad bow because I know that I'm going to miss, and I don't really care about score. It just brings me back, man. I'll go stump shooting. I'll go and I'll just shoot things in the eye. Like I'll miss it. Like I don't care. I'll just fling arrows. And it brings me back to like when I was a kid, and it makes it fun again for me, because you as, like as like yourself, like being a podcaster or quote unquote in the industry, right? Like you kind of get caught up in everything. Like you're trying to get everything on film. Like all my hunts, I film all my hunts, and it adds added stress to you, where when I'm with my recurve, I don't have to worry about anything, man. I literally just fling arrows. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Like if I miss, it's fine. If I blow up an arrow, I don't care.
right.
And it just makes it so much more fun, where when you're with a compound and you're competition shooting, you're like so spot on with everything, and you just get in your own head, man. And
Yeah.
it tears you up, bro. I can't do it. I just can't do it no more. And it makes it more fun for me, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. It's yeah, definitely rough when you just like it's not even like target pan. It's just like you just oh man, just like bum. I had like a really big tournament this year, and it was just like a solo tournament, and they were giving out these belt buckles. Like, dude, they were like this big. They said God's country on it. They're badass.
Come on, like you're a rodeo star or
Dude,
something.
I'll send you a picture. My buddy won it actually.
Come on.
Dude, I was so like, dude, I want this thing more than ever. And I just went in and I was shooting really good, and then I just fell apart, and I was just beating myself up. I was just like, man, like I didn't do my due diligence for sure. Like I didn't practice enough. I didn't do this, or my stamina just wasn't enough. And I just killed myself about it. And then like I was just like, man, but you're out there, man. Like you can't be so rough on yourself. And then I'm like, nah. You fucked up, Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
don't,
Since
don't take it easy on yourself. You fucked up. I did. So
now being crowned the king of the glory hole, I decided that I would put down my regular compound bow and pick. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Some people might not understand that reference.
Yeah. It's all right. It's just my mom that listens to the podcast, so she might reach out. She'll DM
Oh
me for sure.
Jesus! No. So did I don't? You may or not have heard it, but it was actually at the WCB shoot when I had shot Doris, and then they had claimed me the king of Doris's glory hole. But whatever, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, that thing.
Sorry, Mom.
No, it's all right. Yeah, that thing eats a lot of arrows every year. And have you ever went to a TAC event and all that?
No, it's tough for me because they're always in August, July and August, and that's like my busiest time at work. So it's tough for me to get away. Like I have to work in the summer because I only work like 4 months out of the year, so it's kind of important to.
Kafaro has like a iron rhino or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty fun. But it's kind of like the thing. It's like I shoot into this, and if I make it in there, then I have to get a chance to win a backpack. It's like, man, that's so tough to blow up a couple. Arrows aren't cheap. So
At $20 an arrow.
yeah, I know. And then you got to pay to enter. So you got like, it's like, might win this chance. Don't get me wrong, Kafaro makes some really nice stuff, but I think I would just rather just put that as a down payment on the back.
Yeah. $20 is $20, man.
Oh fuck! You don't want to know what I had to do to get this arrow, brother. There's calluses on these hands. I had to pay for college one time.
That happens.
Yeah. So what are you most excited for this year? I mean, I know you guys your season's going strong, but like, I mean, is there like a new product or like anything you're just really excited for?
I think so this year, for me, honestly, is I'm going sick of hunting in a week and a half. So that is gonna be kind of like that's my big trip of the year. Like I went bear hunting. Yeah, it was cool. I had the time of my life in northern Maine doing that. It was so much fun. I did not kill a bear, not upset about it. It was an absolute blast. Got to see a ton of bears. They killed 41 in camp. It was absolutely amazing. But my Sika hunt is probably top notch for me. This is kind of like the end all be all for my 2022 season. I'm gonna go to the Eastern Shore of Maryland for you guys that watch. Steven Nella, you would know that he went to Blackwater and he shot a Sika deer. Well, I have a bunch of friends down there. I went down there and turkey hunted, and I have a couple of friends, couple of killers when it comes to Sika deer. And so I'm gonna go down there and hunt. And I've always wanted to shoot one. I guess that the hunt is a really tough hunt with being in the Phragmites, the swamp. I mean, you're only a foot above sea level, so like there's water everywhere.
Yeah, you're just gonna be wet and
it's miserable. You hunt in waders.
Yeah.
You're in, there's bugs, there's nastiness. They're the mini elk, so they're bugling. The teens of October is their rut, so you're not really missing out on any of the other deer season. And I'm going down there, man, and I don't really care about shooting a big stag. I don't care if it's a hind. I don't care what it is. I just want to shoot one. They're the most tastiest animals you have ever eaten in your entire life. It's literally a mini elk. They're the size of a lab. So you have to shoot a couple of them for a meal. But they say that they're just fun, man, to be down there and listening to the bugles in the morning. They bugle all the time. They growl at each other. They're actually a very aggressive animal where they actually push the whitetails out. And I think it's just going to be a really cool hunt. I'm really looking forward to it.
Do you think that's going to be like a brace the suck kind of hunt? Like it's going to be pretty like spirit wise down and mentally and physically tough, and you're like, oh man, then after you're just like, wow, that was amazing.
So that's everything that I do in life.
Yeah,
because I fail at everything. Like if there was, I honestly, like I'm one of those people that like get so torn up on myself. Like everything that could go wrong goes wrong. I forget absolutely everything. We have a segment, it's called Trev's Bloopers. You probably remember it. And dude, I'll forget my boots. I'll forget. And I mean, I've hunted in sneakers more than none. Crocs. Like I forget everything, releases, bullets. So like anything that will go wrong for me. So it's always, my life is an emotional roller coaster from the minute I wake up to the minute I fall asleep. There's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. So that, but to answer your question, that is an embrace your suck, because you're in the swamp, you're tripping and falling, you're wet, you're miserable. And I guess that there's more failures than success in Sika hunting because it's just tough.
What's the temperature down there when like that? Is it like
so it's October. So like early season, they say early season is miserable. Like the bugs, and they say like you need to run like 3 thermocells to even like have any good time. Like when I was down there turkey hunting this past year, you literally, bro, as the sun starts to go down, you literally can hear the humming of the mosquitoes, like the swarms coming. Like we were blow dart shooting snakeheads and stuff at night on the trenches. It's a different world down there, man. Like, to be honest, it's a totally different world. And so we're shooting snakeheads, and you can literally hear the swarms of mosquitoes coming across the marsh, and you can watch them, and you're like, dude, what in the world is going on? Like, and my boys, like, they're like, my buddy Sean, he's like, Trev, you really need a thermocell down here. And I'm like anti-thermocell. I don't like them. Like I hate them. I don't want to. It's just the chemical aspect of it, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to breathe that shit in, dude. Like that stuff.
What it did to them guys in Nam.
Yeah,
I seen what it did to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I don't trust that shit.
Yeah, which I'm an idiot about it, but
no, you're I don't like them either. I mean, mosquitoes really don't bug me. It's like they can bite the hell on me. They don't really leave welts or nothing on me. They really don't bug me unless they get like in my like just like in my eye. That's the only thing that bugs me. But
nobody likes anything in their eye. I mean, but they say that it's so bad that you cannot, it's uncontrollable, dude. Like they say that like you literally swell up. So like whatever, I'll bring mine and I'll deal with it. It is what it is. But it like I said, dude, it's a totally different world down there. Like we're driving around and literally spotlighting the trenches for snakeheads in the middle of the night with bows out the window. Like, and it's 100% legal. Like there's big trenches. Like, so if you're driving down the road, there's like big ditches on either side of the road, and being 1 foot above sea level, that's loaded with water. So you're literally spotlighting the water as you drive by looking for snakeheads. You get out of the car and you just shoot the snakehead off the side of the road. Like dude, it's wild.
For the blow darts and stuff.
Blow darts, bow and arrows, like it's nuts.
Do your blow darts have like the reel on them or anything?
Yeah,
like
the same. Yeah, the Tim Wells one.
Tim Wells one. I want to go down there and shoot iguanas with that thing, dude.
Me too. That is on my bucket list.
Dude, call me up. We'll go down there, dude. Like my wife wants to move to Florida. I said, well, the only thing we're gonna be doing is shooting iguanas with blow darts.
The thing is that there's so many invasives. Like my buddy Sean, he goes down to Florida. They shoot all kinds of crazy different fish, the iguanas, snakes, the new thing down there now,
panthers down there.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's one of my so he went down and he did we were talking about doing the Osceola. And he went down and he's hunting like some of the public land down there, and he was telling me stories, and he's like, bro, I'm not afraid of much, but when you get down in Florida, there is more spiders and snakes, panthers, like everything is trying to kill you. Like I didn't go far from the truck because I was so nervous. I didn't know the area. I fly down there, I get a rental car, and I go out turkey hunting, and I'm petrified of the woods because I don't know what's in the woods because there's so much like crazy things that live down there. And I was like, yeah, well, that happens, bro. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. He's like, can you come with me next year? Cause like, I don't want to go in there alone. I was like, well, I guess I can do that. That'll be fun, I guess. But dude, I'm petrified of snakes.
Do it. Always the funny comic relief guy always dies first in the movie.
I know. Could you imagine?
And that's you, man.
Yeah.
Don't do it, man.
I don't want to be that guy, bro. I don't. Not at somebody else's expense. No. Least. That's
please GoPro it or something. That might hit.
So you want me to die?
Well,
As long as I GoPro it.
I mean, just think about the TikTok, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do it for the gram.
do it for the clout, dude.
Yeah.
You could be set for life, but you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're dead. You're in the afterlife. So
But
what
you
do you
wake up
want from it?
dead. How do you wake up
Yes.
dead?
Yes. I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. But yeah, no, that it would be cool, dude, to shoot iguanas. And there's so many other things that you can shoot down there. Like it's just
Are
nuts.
you're gonna use a bow, right? Correct for the Sitka.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna
Is there a gun season for them, or is it like a
yeah.
limited tag?
No, there is a gun season. I think that they allow straight wall cartridges also. I think there's like a 3-day muzzleloader. There's a late rifle. There's a ton of different seasons for them, and they're invasive as all hell. Like they're they had started off on a small island, but now they love them, dude. They're like everywhere, bro. I didn't realize it. Like when I was down there recently, there you drive around there everywhere. Like it's insane. But the thing down there, it's a white collar game down there. If it's a pay to play state
Oh,
where when it comes to the private preserves and stuff, if you don't have the money or you're not hiring a guide, you're not. I mean, unless you're hunting public, and public is rugged, bro. Like rugged,
yeah.
rugged. It's nuts.
So how will you be getting around? It's not airboat or nothing like that, or
No, you just waders. There is dry ground. Like it's not
right?
the Everglades, but
Well,
like
I know some people that I've heard or seen videos that
mhm.
they go like deep or through these little pockets of islands and stuff and all that. And
There's guys that kayak access to it, boat access to it. But there is dry ground. Like
right.
I'm bringing down my e-bike and
Oh,
going to yeah, I'm that guy, man. Like I got a free e-bike, bro. I mean,
no, dude, no, dude, dude. I'm actually like looking to get one like active. Like I got somebody that I'm thinking about getting. They're just too simple to make everything so much easier.
I'm telling you. So I didn't obviously for the money that they are, right? You're like, I can't justify spending the money. And I didn't. Like I had a close buddy of mine who kind of like product sponsored me, I guess you would call it, where so he owns a power sports company and he was gonna partner with Baku, but they never sold. So they were last year's model. And he's like, Trev, do you have any interest in using one of these things? Like I have 2 of them. You want one to try? And I was like, yeah, man. Now that I have it, bro, I don't think I can hunt without it.
Damn.
It is the coolest thing ever. Not even like just hunting, but like the other day I went out and wanted to move some trail cameras on some public land. And I literally loaded up my bike and I jumped on my bike and I literally drove around, grabbed the camera, moved the camera, got in my truck, drove to the other end of the public, jumped in my bike, went and grabbed the camera, moved it. It just made things so simple and easy. What would have took me all day of walking and moving around, I was able to just e-bike around. And those things fly like scary, like talk about craziness and Trev's bloopers. Like I was doing 25 miles an hour, bro. I'm 280 fucking pounds on this thing. I'm like, if this thing locks up on me, dude, I'm gonna die. Like it's it's over. Like someone's gonna find me in a ditch with
a helmet though, right?
Yeah, I got a helmet. Yeah, my head.
Yeah.
Like if anyone's gonna get hurt, it's me. And I know I'm just waiting for the day when there's a economy mode on, and then I found out how to put it in sport mode. And it says max 42 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt, man. I couldn't imagine. Full send.
I'm looking at the guy that I'm thinking about buying from he likes to hit the sauce a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's had 2 incidents with it. And could you imagine on an e-bike? So
come on.
Yeah, so he's looking to get rid of it for I think a good deal. So
that's cool. Yeah, it's worth it, man. Like if you have the area to use it, it's totally worth it. Like I'm not knocking anybody for using one. Like
no, they're actually a lot lighter than I thought they would be. For like you see them thick frames, you're like, fuck that. Reminds me of my X Games bike back in the day, dude. That thing's got to be like 50 pounds, but no, they're pretty light. So
how light is the one that what brand is the one that you're looking at? Do you know?
Man, it's like kind of an offer brand, but it's like I want to say M2S or something like that. It's
never heard of it.
Yeah,
It's a lighter bike though.
it's a like a full 10 speed or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a little lighter. I mean,
Mine's like
what it
60
is.
pounds. Mine's a
Oh,
Baku and they're heavy.
yeah. I don't think his is 60, but it's probably in like the 40s, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know unless I'm really strong, but I doubt that. That is
Yeah.
not me. So
Wow, you look like a strong dude.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. This is a medium I have on.
This
That's why
is
that's why my arms look so good.
this is why this is a 3X, bro. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Fills in on all the right places.
That's right. Just kidding.
Yeah. Tell me
It's a
about that
2X.
gear right there.
It's a 2X, by the way. No. Yeah. But no, it's definitely fun. It's
Yeah.
definitely a cool tool. And I especially to use it down there. I got a couple of different places just to use it. I don't know if I'll actually hunt from it, but just to use it as a tool. It's just another tool in the arsenal that definitely, I know that I'm that guy, right? I'm that
Uh,
public land saddle
hunter.
hunting e-biker, like that's me. Yeah, it's me. Cool.
Or,
I not your typical guy though. I can promise you that. When you
oh,
see me and you know that that's what I do, you're like, that doesn't fit the criteria. You
yeah.
somebody inflated this fucking guy. He's definitely not that guy.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you can't like sometimes you just can't knock some. I mean, some things you just like there's the outliers and the people that just like that market that, that
Mm-hmm.
product. I'm not saying that people actually they're just like, oh, this is saddle, the only way to go. Don't you ever think about using it. It's just like, all right, bro, you need to just chill, man. But like it's I love saddles. I probably will only saddle a couple hang hunts or set stands this year, but I'll mostly be all saddles. And then in like the e-bike and all this, and I'm gonna do a lot of public land this year because my job I travel not travel but I like my job's in different construction
Mm-hmm.
and I won't be able to make it to my place in this year, so I'm kind of forced like, well, I want to hunt, so I'm gonna have to hunt public because I have a 2 hour drive to my lease if I wanted to go there. I was like, that's not gonna happen if I get out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I have to do public. So, and I think that's the great thing about some of these people that market these things is that it is a lifesaver. The saddles just take up so less of time to set up and all that, and I'm not lugging around that stuff. And that e-bike definitely will probably help me go deeper if I have to, just for the time's sake. I get out at 2-3 o'clock. That means I only have like an hour to set up before prime time. So if I
And
can
it's
cut 4 or 5, even 10 minutes of walking on my time, that would be life changing, in my scenario right now.
and it's not that it's the end all be all, bro. I
No.
mean, it's not, but it's just a tool in the arsenal. I say it all the time. It's just a tool, man, to make you more successful. Like if you only have a couple hours after work, why not get on your e-bike and make it and cut down so that you're half an hour earlier in the tree, or get in a saddle in an area that you couldn't get a regular tree stand in. Yeah, I still tree stand hunt. You probably still tree stand hunt, but it's just a tool to grab and make it work. Because like if you so you being a construction guy, if you go to work and you bring a pair of scissors, bro, that's not going to hit the nails in, right? You need the right tools for the job. It's the same with all of this stuff that they come out with. It's not the end all be all, but it's a good tool for the job.
Yeah. And it'll definitely help I think confidence is like a huge thing now. And if that special, I don't even care what it is, that thing makes your little heart tinkle and go, wow, this is gonna get me in that woods. It's gonna get me on that deer and it's gonna kill him. Then you better have that thing every time you go hunting, because if that
Mm-hmm.
if that makes you that confident, bring it, dude. Because that's dude, this hunting will humble you quick. Archery and hunting will humble you so quick because you think you know everything and then you get your butt kicked. But if you can break that, mental state, dude, like mid-season where stuff gets really gray, when you're like, oh, I got time's running out. I took a lot of time off and it's not coming together. Confidence will definitely keep you in the game.
Even if it is that you have to wear a saddle,
Yeah,
is what it is.
yeah, tree diaper.
There's nothing wrong with it. I
No,
mean, it's really not. I mean, you gotta.
no. I mean, what's the trees mostly out? I mean, you got a lot of like we got a lot of pines like in the northern, so like you can't fucking you got to trim for like hours, or then you got these mature oaks and all that, or then you get these, these trees like we call them telephone pole trees, but I mean they're only like, like a coffee can like size, and like a regular tree stand, you're like, whoa, but in a saddle, you feel a lot better. So
There's a huge mixture. I mean, we have some softwoods, some hardwoods. You have some medium, like it's not really hard, but it's soft. So like your ashes, your birches, stuff like that. Some of your lighter woods. And
you
it's
still
just,
have ashes.
yeah, not very many, but we do. Yeah, we do
Ash
have
borer.
ash.
The ash borer killed a lot of our ashes. Like, it's rare. I mean, it's rare for where I hunt to see ash trees that are still alive.
So we actually just had the ash burrows come, and we also have not the ash burrows, but we had one that attacked the oaks, and now we're starting to gypsy moss.
Okay.
And they're like, you go into some of the public land, bro. Like there's sometimes in some of the public land that I literally will not go until gray light, because you don't know what kind of tree that you're going to end up going up into. And it's kind of dangerous. Like you get into an oak flat, bro, where you want to be hunting and every tree is dead.
Damn.
And I'm like, dude, like, what do? You just get up there in gray light, get in the area, and then hike up in the tree as the sun starts to come up. You have no other option. I mean, they're clear cutting out properties, which is starting to come back. Like some of the trees. So with oaks and stuff, or any tree, if it doesn't fruit after 3 years, it dies, right? So like we didn't have fruit on some of the oaks and stuff for 2 years. And then finally the third year. So we did save some of them, but there's some areas, bro, that they're like just straight clear cutting and getting rid of all this oaks. And it's
On
like
public and private.
public and private. Yeah. So like, and one of the things that we were having a problem with, like this year, for example, we were in like the craziest massive drought that we've ever had here. And so you didn't have oaks, so you didn't have acorns, and then you didn't have water. So like what do we do, man? Like you're like literally trying to find an area that has food and water, and there isn't any on that public land. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to find that alternative. So it was tough, man. The early season was tough, and then the first week of the season we got 4 inches of rain, bro. So everything went back to normal. Like right now, a lot of deer are in green fields, which this time of year is not normal. And they're literally in green fields because we got all this rain and there was a huge influx in greenery. So these deer are starting to move to those areas. So now you're looking for green fields. You're like, there's no cornfields. The corns have been cut,
Yeah.
but now they're all in green fields. And you're like,
I see
dude, it's the middle of
beans are getting
October.
cut right now. Pretty good. Beans are pretty dried up in my area, and corn's probably not too far away. So it's gonna be a weird season, I think. And like, it's just like people are like, oh, hunt the oak flats right now. I'm like, fucking acorns everywhere. It's like some of these publics has not been logged or anything in like 30 years. There's oaks everywhere. It's like, how do I hunt freaking 1,000 acres of oaks? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I can try, but we're not gonna do that. Yeah, the ag was really weird, and that's why I think like Ohio, like, I'm not a biologist, or I don't know, like that's why they were saying Ohio got hit so hard because of that rain early, and it just maintained that midge, like it kept, because usually people are like, well, it only happens during droughts. Well, actually, it was like later that rain came in like that June, July, so that sun and then the water, standing water, helped create that midge to be so big this year that for
Because they had the
EHD.
huge problem with the EHD. That's what
That's
held it on.
that's what I heard from other sources and all that. But I mean, that's the scary thing. I mean, just like Mother Nature can just kill your plans real quick. So, and I think that a lot of people need to, like our DNR needs to do a lot more forestry stuff, because I feel like people like get so butthurt, like, oh, they're taking logs out. Well, if they're fucking dead, take them out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like California all the time, how they're on fire, but they bitch about them logging, but they don't put fire breaks or nothing in there because they're just so overrun. And you got these mature woods, like let them log it. Let's get some money out of it for the for the state, and then let's put some fire breaks in there so you half your state's not on fire all the fucking time. But like these people just fight logging so hard on that.
Well, California, we were talking about this actually a couple buddies of mine today. Probably, how like we were worried as kids as the fault was going to break off and California was going to dissipate off of the continent. I think that would be the greatest thing that ever happened to
I
the US.
wish. I wish. The movie San Andreas, I wish that would happen right now. Dude, just fucking break. You remember when they were like, hey, California's like, we're going to secede from the United States. I was like, I'll sign that petition. Let's go. Yeah.
Seriously,
dude.
like
I just don't understand. Like, they were like, oh, man, that place is so, like, they have like a national drought all the time.
mhm.
Like 1/3 of the water goes to their wineries and all that. They take from the Grand Canyon water. It's like, wait a minute, you all doing this? I understand these farms need water and all this, but you're literally just feeding alcohol. I mean, I'll probably get a lot of people like bashing me, but it's just like you're just giving all these wine your water, but you're literally don't have water, and you're just like, oh, we still need our wine though.
Mhm.
It's just like it does.
But would you really miss California? I mean, it's not like there's any like killer hunting there, right? I mean, like we could get it anywhere else. I mean, the blacktails.
Black.
I don't
I think they have a bear season, but it's like
do.
probably so limited. It's probably non-residents probably can't even apply. It's
Nobody cares about it.
no, and it's
I hate to bring it up, sorry, but
no,
it drives me nuts.
It's scary when I don't know a lot because I don't go a lot out west, but
right,
dude, Jackson. I went to Jackson 2 years ago to bear hunt.
mm-hmm.
And I went through there because I was like, oh, Jackson, you always want to go to Jackson. So I went in there and I was just like, whoa, I don't want to go to Jackson anymore. Because I just seen like, left or whatever.
Yeah.
People, Californians and all, all moving in.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, whatever. But then I had to take my bear to get checked in this year back to Jackson. And I couldn't even I could barely recognize Jackson, how developed it was going, but it was like so weird because you like Wyoming, tough cowboys, son of a bitches. These guys are, men to men, and
Mm-hmm.
and you go out there and you see these guys like that are moving in, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And it's these people from out west moving, more inland, like Colorado and all that. Like canola hikers and all that. They're just moving in and just like changing. Like I was like talking to one of the guides and I was like, do you think in 10 years there'll be bear hunting? He's like, I doubt it. Because like
they'll try and kill it that bad.
They'll think, because did you know who Bear 399 is? So it's a very popular grizzly bear out in Wyoming. Very popular. Dude, it has more Instagram followers than probably anybody in the hunting industry, to be honest. Like, dude, it has thousands of followers. So it's a bear and it has cubs and all this. Well, they had to put a cub down, and because it was just getting in the city, it constantly gets in the city, and they had to put a cub down because it just had too many incidents and all this. And the fucking people went nuts, man. They went crazy. It was like Harambe all over again, dude. So I think they're gonna just say, when they find out even though it's a grizzly bear, they're going to put the black bear species in the same category, same ban bears. I personally think in the next 10 years is probably going to be gone.
They did that in New Jersey. So they had a bear season in New Jersey, and the governor ended up shutting down black bear season, which is so New Jersey is actually known for some of the biggest black bears in the country. And nobody really knows it, right? Like they have some of the biggest ones, like Virginia, and there's a couple of them on the East Coast that have giant bears.
Like Pennsylvania, I got a buddy down there.
Mm-hmm.
He says they got some monsters down there. I was like, oh, they can't be bigger than the bear out west. And he was showing me pictures. They're like 700,000 pound bears and stuff. I was like, what the? I can't believe it. Yeah.
South Carolina is another state that has them, that has absolute giants. Here too, we have 500, 600, 700 pounders all the time. We don't have a bear season.
What do you think it's from?
Well, we don't hunt them. We can't hunt them here, bro. And they're eating trash. Like they're eating everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they're breaking into houses and everything. Like we can't even have a bear season. And we actually did testimonials. Like we went to the state capitol and they were trying to open up bear hunting and this, that, and the other thing. They end up busing in 6th grade students from a local city to testify against, not talk about craziness and to not have a bear season. Like
6th graders know what these guys know what's
up for the bear population.
Yeah, they're really bear advocates.
It's just crazy. Like, why would you get rid of like I don't know, man. Why would you get rid of that? Like, it's one of the worst things to get rid of. Like us, we're the front lines of conservation, and that's what we are as outdoorsmen. Like, we are the ones that pay for that territory for those animals, and then you're gonna get rid of the hunting of it. Like, we're the ones that keep that stuff under control and keep them thriving and living. Like, that's what we do as conservationists. Like, talk about like South Africa and all that. Like, those guys, that money, that conservation dollars goes back into these animals to make them thrive the way that they do. We're the ones that control it. Same with deer hunting. There's a ton of things that are like that, man. And when you start to get rid of it and you start to put your your personal bleeding heart thoughts into it, bro, you're only gonna ruin everything, man. Like, all right, funny thing that happened, right? Have you seen the article of, and I know this is a tough subject, bro, but so in Montana, there was the girl that shot the Siberian Husky.
Mhm.
Did you see this?
No.
All right. So this is wild, bro.
Just
So
breaking
there,
news.
oh, dude, this is nuts. Like, PETA is, this is like it happened the 27th of September. So like it is like, yeah, this is new. And I
Hot
talked
take
about this.
from East Coast Trev.
So she ends up going out in Montana bear hunting, and there was a wolf, well, what she thought was a wolf, but it was a Siberian Husky that was growling and trying to attack her. So she ends up shooting this thing thinking that it was a baby wolf, okay? And she had a license and she was hunting alone, and come to find out with it, somebody actually released 11 of them into the wild in Montana. So, did she do something wrong? Not really. I mean, she shot a dog, but it really not like a pet dog. It wasn't wearing a leash. It was feral because it's wild and it had been out in the wild for quite some time. If you take a wild pig and you release it into the wild, it's going to grow hair and tusks within a couple of months and start to eat meat and kill things, right? So, like, what is really the difference in this Siberian Husky? Like, it's a wild animal. She didn't really know any better. But dude, like, they are like ridiculing her up one side and down the other. Is she wrong? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing's trying to attack her, bro. Like, if a Doberman Pinscher's trying to attack you, any of us would have shot it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're gonna try and scare it, but you're gonna defend yourself. I think where it kind of went wrong, it's a tough subject, man. Like, you don't want to attack a fellow outdoorsman, right? Like, you don't want to do that. And I'm not saying that she's in the wrong, but it's just a weird thing. And that's where social media becomes bad, because now you put it on social media, now you're getting attacked by all sides, so it makes things kind of bad. It's a crazy situation where it's like, did you really do wrong? But the best thing is, honestly, I know, and I don't want to make jokes and funniness about it, but she spun it out and she had pictures of it on the back of the tailgate. Dude, it is wild, bro. And like, because she genuinely did not know that it was a wolf. Like,
I'm gonna get $100 for this pelt.
Yeah, but she was gonna, like, dude, it's got like the skull in it. Like, it's the dude, like, I mean, is she really, like I said, man, like, I have a tough time talking about it because I don't want to like ridicule or attack her, but like, she made an honest mistake because she honestly thought, I mean, she's out there doing the things that she wants, she's doing the things that she's out there trying.
Yeah.
And the things like trying to attack her, but like, can you see it?
Oh yeah.
There's
that's pretty wolfish. I mean, I don't know, in the heat of the battle.
Like it.
Oh man.
Like, I'm not saying that she's wrong. I mean, it does look like a wolf. I don't take it. I mean, if the thing's growling and snarling at you,
dude, I don't care if it's a goddamn fucking what is it, a wiener dog, and it's doing that shit. I'm like, where the fuck are you coming from? And it started coming up on me. Fuck, I'd shoot it too, but I don't know about the pictures. It's a little
much.
That's a little much there. I don't know. Like, now
but there's 11 of them, bro.
Yeah,
there's 11 of them. So like, where did she didn't go wrong, bro? If there's 11 dogs, somebody didn't have 11 huskies It doesn't have a
Who has 11
collar.
huskies, man? Is she like the
They
queen,
released them into the wild, bro. They
the queen of
became
England?
wolves.
Fucking with all her corgis, you just have 11 huskies. Hey man, dude, how long has that husky been in the wild, man? That husky's probably seen some shit, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's eating meat. It's like a dog. It's now like at one time through generations that was a wolf.
Right.
I mean, like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know what would have been the best if it wasn't for social media or anything like that, and she actually brought it to a taxidermy and got it mounted, and it was on her wall, and she has a pet. I'm like, not a pet, but she has a Siberian husky mounted on her wall. I thought it would be kind of funny.
That would
I
be,
was like, she's
man.
not wrong, bro. She's
No,
not. And
no, I mean, and I want to know a lot of motherfuckers that would go bear hunting by themselves. What, I'm not saying girls can't do that. There's probably some badass girls out there, but this girl out bear hunting by herself, man, I hate walking in the dark on my backyard. You know what I mean? But so you got to give her credit. I mean,
yeah,
but
she's not wrong, man. I give her credit. She did.
I wasn't in that scenario. We can play back quarterback all day long. We can just be like, well, I would have did this, or I would have known. Man, you didn't have no fucking, you don't know how fucking that thing circling me. Nah, it's not. It's sorry.
Could you imagine how many people are petitioning against that? Like, you killed an innocent animal. Well, bro, let me put you in the wild with 11 Siberian Huskies and let me see what happens to you. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
like,
know if they were all around her or was it just one?
I don't know. It just says that there was 11 of them released into the wild. Like, some of them got hit by cars, some of them were captured. This one was shot. Like, so it's the same thing. Like, if you were to research, like I said, like pigs, if they go into wild, it doesn't take long for them to grow tusks and long hair. Like, I'm talking months.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is the difference if they're going to protect the survival of the fittest? If you put me in the wild, bro, my beard's going to get longer and I'm going to start eating meat, like raw meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to survive. So what is the difference in that dog? Like, it becomes a wild animal at that point, man. It's no longer captive. And I just,
do you know if the like state is going to pursue anything, or I
it's
know
under investigation at this point is what is said about it, whether they're gonna if they're gonna press charges and do stuff about it, who knows. But as of right now, there was no charges pressed at this point, because I went and did research about it, because I'm like, dude, I kind of felt bad, to be honest, because I kind of like started talking about it and I'm like, I don't really know the facts, and then I went and I started reading about it and I'm like, all right, this makes way more sense. Like, it's not that bad. Like, to be honest, whatever. I would have been, if I was in her situation and the thing was snarling at me, I'd probably do the same exact thing. Yeah, I don't think it would.
We kind of had not nowhere near similar, but we had a pack of wild dogs up north, and we kept calling the DNR, and the DNR showed up, and like, hey, where are they coming from? Well, we don't know. Then he talked all along and said, hey, they're feral dogs and all that. I can't tell you what to do, but I don't know what I would do. And then he just like, oh, okay. But I mean, we never seen them again, but like,
there's not like collars on them or anything.
No, they're feral fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Dude, there was like a pack of like 3 or 4 as well. One was like a terrier. One was like I don't know, they're a bunch of mutts and all that. And man, like the DNR is like, well, what do you
want from me?
I can't do nothing. So, you know what to do. Wink, wink. I'm like,
well, some states it's legal to shoot. It's legal to shoot dogs if they're chasing deer.
Oh, fuck.
Because I know, like, here it is. If there's dogs chasing deer, you legally can shoot them without any repercussions.
Nah, we'll probably get canceled from talking about shooting dogs.
Sorry. It was a coyote. No,
that was a coyote. That was nah. I think like Mark Drury and them guys got like fucking attacked by that shit because
really.
I think so. I don't really know, but I remember they did some stuff about that, about how like they had like trespassing dogs. I don't think they shot anything. No,
right.
They were like talking about how it makes them upset, and people are like, oh my god, like like, dude, they're fucking up. That guy spends probably millions of dollars on his farms and all that. You guys can't tame your dogs or the wild. I mean, what do you want the guy to do?
Well, so we had a scenario here. Actually, the lady that's the president of the Audubon Society here, or is it the Audubon Society or the one of those crazy liberal things. So she's a president of it, and she had a pit bull that attacked and killed a lady here in Connecticut, and they literally like to the point that they were gonna put that dog down, and that dog is actually in captivity, like it's in doggy jail, and it still is. It's alive. It'll probably end up dying there. But they were going to put it down, and there was all kinds of petitions against it, like don't put down the dog. The dog didn't do anything. It's the third time that it bit somebody and it killed somebody, and they were still acting as if it didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, at what level
Yeah.
is enough? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fuck, man. We've thrown away fucking people in prison right now for having
way
weed
less.
on them. Weed, and they're trying to save a fucking dog, man.
Yeah, it's just nuts, man. It's where the beliefs, like getting rid of bear hunting, getting rid of, or trying to get rid of all of these things, like
I
where
think
is the medium here?
I know. I think Canada got rid of their like one of I don't want to say Alberta, like certain area in Canada. I remember they got rid of grizzly bear hunting, and then like a couple like months later, they were like, "Hey, this bear's coming in camp. It's getting way too close." And then they're like, "No, we can't do nothing. You know, we can't shoot it. It hasn't harmed no one or nothing." And that bear actually came in and killed a lady and her child and all that. And they were like, oh man, like it's just a freak accident. Like, no, it wasn't. We told
No,
you this bear was like coming in here, and you're the one that took away all the registrations, like the hunt these legally. And then we warned you, and you guys did nothing. And then this happened. Like, how is this not on your hands? But like, yeah, we keep like I think in Michigan, like keeping everything in check and balances. I understand don't slaughter them, but like I think they're just like, all right, just kill the hell out of all the deer. Just like we'll give you 10 tags, we'll give you $2, like just kill all of them. Like
that's how it is here.
CWD, that's our cure for CWD. Just kill them off. No, you can't kill them over a bag of corn though. Don't you dare kill
So
them over a bag of corn. But kill the hell out of them, please. Like
that's the thing here. I think that they have the beliefs here, like no deer, no animals to hunt, no guns. I think that's honestly like, because we can shoot 5 turkeys in the spring. We have 16 deer, 4 of them as bucks. Like if you got all of your tags, like it's like, what are you doing? Like I don't. But don't shoot the bears. Don't shoot the bears that are breaking into people's houses. Don't shoot the bears that are attacking people here. Like leave those alone. But we want to get rid of everything else. Like it's just ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Makes no sense.
yeah, and it's like it's super hard. It's like it takes a couple years. It depends. We have like I think 3 weeks to bear hunt. Like the first week is like no dogs or nothing. It's just regular bear. And second, I think they released like you can do dogs to track them and all that and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like to get like a first season tag and a good unit, it takes almost like 7 to 8 years to get a tag.
Really?
Yeah. And like I'm not the dog. I'm not gonna use a dog to do them. I don't really. I mean, if it was like a mountain lion, I'd maybe do it. But like, I don't know. I like to be over to bait or something. You know, I think that's a little bit. But yeah, it takes a while to get a bear tag in Michigan. There's like other units that are like you can get one in a little bit, but they're not that many bear. So
That's nuts. I don't know. I'm into the dog hunting kind of thing. I think that it's a different sport, right? Like it's a
yeah,
different thing to do. It's like coon hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to that, I've never done the bear aspect of it. I hunted over bait, and I also trapped or went trapping. And that was probably one of the coolest things. I think the next is probably going to be dogs, just to see what it's like and understand it. Like,
that's a little unique. I never heard of the bear trapping stuff and all that.
dude, it was one of the coolest things I ever was part of. So I got to go up to this place called Big Machias Camp and do, like I had said earlier, that doing taxidermy. So I got to go up there and do some skinning and stuff and hang out in camp, and I paid for a hunt, and they found out that I did taxidermy from one of my other buddies that's taxidermist there. So they had asked me to stay a second week. Well, on the second week, they start to trap. And it is one of the coolest things I've ever been part of in my entire life. Like, dude, to try and trick this animal, right? So you have a 6-inch tube, and it's like cast iron or steel tube. It has a bottom to it. It has like these three wires that come down and they go and they cross in on the bottom. So they stand up in it, and there's a collar around the outside, and those bars go through the collars. So you put a bag of bait underneath, and it has the bars there inside. So when they go to grab the bag of bait with their claws, they pull up on it. There's a collar and there's a snare, like you would like a coyote snare kind of thing with a spring on it and a stop. And when they go to put their arm in there, they pick it up and it goes around their forearm and then it slides down their hand and then they're trapped to the tree. But dude, it is probably one of the coolest things to watch the video interaction with the trap. Like so you have to put a 40-pound rock on top of it so that the lynx can't get in there and keep all the other stuff out of it. They'll literally just come and flip it. They'll put their arm in there and they'll get caught in it. And then you go there in the morning and they're on the snare line and you shoot them and get on your way. But that's how you kill some of their bigger bears. Like, cause like, you've hunted bait, like the big mature bears do not come into bait.
No.
Like when I was up there hunting, I had a double ear tag, a single ear tag, and a big white patch. And they all came in like an hour after I had left. And they're just nocturnal bears. Well, the way to get those big bears is by trapping. And we ended up trapping a 366 on it. And it was one of the coolest things I've ever been part of, honestly, man, to like walk up to that bear in that catch circle, bro. And that thing is just snarling and everything, and watch him shoot it. Like, bro, it's held on by like a pinky size, 7-strand. Like, you're like, dude, what if he like
my luck?
Yeah.
And snaps.
And the thing is, like, you go up to it, bro, they have it like twisted, they have it like all like broken and this, that, and the other thing. Like, you don't know if it's holding on by one strand or all 7. Oh. So like you have a 300+ pound bear, you're in a catch circle, bro. I'm 3 feet from it. And the thing is just snarling and barking and snapping and like,
oh man.
It's cool. It's just a different world,
really
man.
Exhilarating. It would be pretty cool for like the bear thing to see the dogs work. I bet you that would really be cool, because I want to do a mountain lion hunt, and that would be really cool to see the dogs work, because like I just seen them like small game hunt and all that. That's pretty cool to watch the dogs work. But I just personally, I like over the bears. I don't think I want to use a dog. That's my personal preference and all that. And
there's nothing wrong with that, man.
I would love to see that trap thing, like just to be, like you said, be part of that. That's just like, holy moly. I mean, that's cool too. I mean, I thought when you were kind of talking about it in one of your episodes I was listening to, I was like, dude, did they use the fucking giant, like pizza size claw? I was like, holy moly.
No, those were outlawed years ago. Yeah. So they went to this whole tube trap, and it's like for those guys that coon hunt, it's like a dog proof. It's more or less, it's just a dog proof for bears. And it's pretty nuts. Like, I love trapping. Trapping is, you want to talk about being an absolute sportsman. Like, to get an animal to step on a 1x1 circle, that a pan of a trap, or to, put its hand in a tube or whatever. I mean, dude, that's a tough thing to do, man, to figure out where those things are, or to swim through a 1x1 square, or, trapping is a whole nother sport that a lot of people kind of push off. I mean, like, for you guys in Michigan, the upper UP, I mean, that's a huge thing there. Yeah. Trapping is huge there, It's
actually dying though a little bit, because
here.
The price of pelts are just gone. And like my dad used to talk about, my grandpa, he just, you go get a couple beavers or something, dude, you get good money for that stuff. Now it's just like, and like a lot, and like you said, it is a art form, and it's, dude, you have to know, and you have to be committed to it. You can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna set these, I'll be back in like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, you have to like be constantly on it. It's a big commitment, and it takes a lot of knowledge and all that. It definitely would be awesome just to like shadow one of these guys, just to learn it. And I think it's going to be a dying art pretty soon.
I really do. I mean, if China and Russia keep flooding the market, then it's going to be a dying breed here for us, because that's what's happening, is that those guys are normal fur buyers of the United States, and they haven't really been buying. Things are starting to go back up, but not as much as what it was. I mean, like when I was originally trapping out of high school, I would trap with a good buddy of mine, and we would run a ton of traps, dude. We would trap coyotes, foxes, otters, minks, muskrats, fisher cats, bobcats, you name it. And literally it's just not what it was, man. We were getting $30 to $35 for a beaver pelt. Like, you're not, dude, you see $5-10, like you got to trap a lot of stuff, and guys still make a living. Like the guy Jeff that we went and visited up in Maine this year, that's what he does full time. I mean, he traps hundreds of animals and still makes a ton of money. But it's a lot of work, bro. Like, it's a lot. I mean, it's a full-time job. I mean, it's between after you trap and run your trap line half the day, then you're back home and you're skinning and fleshing, dude, and putting up fur. I mean, it's a lot of work, and drying out castor. I mean, they use everything. There is nothing that goes to waste. I mean, in the springtime, there's a lot of different parts and stuff that people sell. Like, I buy skulls from a ton of trappers and stuff and clean them up and resell them. I mean, it's a ton of stuff. I mean, there's a ton of money, but you have to do it on a big bulk scale.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's fun though. It's, it's another day to get you out there.
Do you think if you got put on that show alone, you could make it?
Oh, dude, no questions asked.
Your trap.
Dude, no way. I honestly, I
think you to put your application in that show. I would love to. I would.
I don't know, man. The thing that scares me about that place is that there's just so many predators there, man. And I have a tough time, like, anxiety wise. I think I would freak the fuck out, because when you're there and like things go, like, what would you take? Like, my thing is, like, I'd want to, I don't know. You'd have to really, like, that'd be a long, hard thing to think about. I could survive there. I know I'd be a lot skinnier than what I started at, though. I know that.
If you don't put the mental aspect of missing your family or missing people or not talking to people, that would be a little bit different for me. But, like, how long do you think you could go before you literally meal nutrition would go into you? I think personally, I got 25 days in me, and that's probably pushing it. You can fish. I can't fucking fish. I'm the worst fisherman ever. So if you can get a fish, them guys, because that's the thing, you got to get that fat. That fat keeps you alive. And, like, I can't fish, so, man,
I'd be willing to try it, dude. I think I would do it, man, just to see what it would be like.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. My video recordings of being on an island alone would be like, bro, they'd be worth a lot of money, because the things that I would say to a camera would be something else.
Dude, like, oh man, like, I'm trying to remember that guy's name that he like shot a muskox, and like he had to finish it off with a knife. He was like basically a bull, like having the ox charge him, then he would like slide to the side and just stab this bull of this muskox. I'm like, dude, what? Like,
now, do they all go to the same type of island though?
It's like a part of the Arctic or whatever. Yeah, it's usually, I think it's mostly in like the same island, but like just different. Usually by the coast or something and all that.
My thing is, I'd just be afraid of dying out there.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people either start their shed on fire. That's how they fucking, like, one guy started his shed on fire, and he's like, hey, I start my shed on fire. I don't have nothing. He's like, oh, we can't bring the helicopter in there till daylight, so good luck. like they're like, well, we can't do nothing. We can't fly our helicopter in the dark. So he like stay out there and survive. But like a lot of like the girls make it a long time because the mental aspect of it, I think, is a huge thing. But I think the longest guy made 100 days out there in Arctic, dude. I mean,
so they just keep continually go on as long as you.
Well, one guy that it just depends on, like, usually it was like the last person, and like the one I started out, his name was Jordan. He was actually like starving to death, and he killed a moose, and he was starving to death because he didn't have fat. He had meat, but he didn't have fat, so he was just basically using everything he had because he was just, oh, my tummy's full, but he doesn't have fat. So, but he made it like 60, 70 days, but then they had like one, like, you had to make it 100 days, and you had to be the last person out there to get the full money. So, but he was the last person on like 80, 90 days or something, but he had to wait to the 100 mark to get the full money and all that.
Yeah, I don't want to do 100 days, but I'll go and give it a try. I mean, like 30 days is, I don't know, a month away from everybody, bro. That's,
and like you get, like, they come in like every like couple days or like a week or something. They come in there and they just do like a male nutrition check, a wellness check, like, but they don't talk to you at all. They just basically, the doctor goes, you got any like frost bites? You got any wounds? Okay. All right. Here's your weight. Okay. all right, bye. And then they just leave, like no communication. So you're just like talking to a camera. That'd be a tough thing, but I think I think 25 days it would be, I could survive off of stuff. I think I'm not a good trapper, but I think I could do decent on squirrels and stuff. I've just,
You got me thinking. Maybe I should put in an application.
dude,
No.
dude, Bear Grylls had one. My wife told me to try to go on his show, but I don't want to drink my own urine because it's like, dude, that guy drinks his own urine for nothing, dude. So
No, I'm good with that. Like, I don't want to do no crazy shit, dude. Now, like, I'll go and survive in the woods to prove a point, but when it comes down to it, I mean, you think about it, like we are survivalistic. Like that's what we are. I mean, we're like, I mean, as outdoorsmen and sportsmen, like we are on the top of the food chain, or we try to put ourselves in there. I think when it comes down to brass tacks, I mean, at different points of survival, like I mean, like war survival, like if like there was a war on our own front porch, I think that guys like us, we would survive, but we don't have that aspect. I mean, I know myself personally, I can't speak for you, but like I have buddies that are like, they live, breathe, and die for that stuff. Like they are warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like as me, I'm a hunter. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a gatherer or a warrior, but I'm a hunter. Like that's what I do is I could survive hunting and trying to do it that way. But as the warrior aspect of it, war, when it comes down to brass tacks, that would be the tough part for me. But as being on top of the food chain and trying to survive in the wilderness and get food for my family and to survive, it's every man for themselves, and I will survive. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it came down to, you're gonna figure it out, you know?
Yeah. We do definitely have the patience because I've sat up in a tree and not seen shit for a long time. I know too. I'll be fine. I think I'd be fine. So
you know what we need? We need to get on a team one where like there's like two people and you have two different skill levels to be able to do something like the alone, but teams. I could be down with that because at least I have somebody to talk to. I might kill my partner after time with stress, but
they're like, Trevor, did you eat the last of the salmon? Like, no, absolutely not.
Well, it wasn't the fucking ants, bro. Yeah, exactly.
It's not fucking here, man.
That's probably all right. So that's why they don't.
They probably just like purge the rules. Make sure it's like in a third world places where like no laws are here. So you just international waters. Anything goes.
For sure.
Man, well, I mean, I don't want to take too much of your time. So is there anything like you want to leave us with? I mean, I know it's a little bit different from, I mean, is there anything you want to know about Michigan? I don't know how many Michigan guys you had on your show, but like, I mean, most of everybody wants to hear the boys from Iowa, you know.
Yeah, well, we're not those guys. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. No, honestly, I just thank you for having me on, man. This was a great organic conversation. I had an absolute blast, bro.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
I figured, a lot of times, you've been in the podcasting world. Everybody wants to, hey, give me your tips on oat flats, or I felt like on this one I wanted to do something a little bit different with you and keep everything fresh. It's not the same regurgitated shit. I mean, your podcast is super fresh. I love your podcast, and I mean, I've always loved it, and I think you guys are killing it in the game. I think you're definitely in the top. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Hey man, I appreciate that. Those words mean a lot, man. Very humbling. I really appreciate it. And to be honest with you, tips and tricks though, you don't want me to give you tips and tricks. I am not the guy, bro. That's why I podcast. That's why I podcast with other people to learn those things. Right. I just like to be out there and enjoy the outdoors, man. And if I could leave one thing, it's just spend more time with the ones that you love, man, out in the great outdoors, man, and bring that camaraderie and that deer camp feel back to home, because I think that's one of the most important things to me, man, is like, spending more time with the ones that you love or your friends. And one of my biggest goals is to try and hunt and spend more time with different people in camp. The more people I get to spend in camp and share those stories with is the most important thing to me, honestly.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. So if anybody doesn't know, where can they check you guys out at?
theoutdoordrive.com, man, is the place to be. If you want to see anything or what's going on, all of our YouTube links, Facebook, Instagram, our merch is on there. Theoutdoordrive.com is the place to hear about what we got going on over here.
Dude, awesome, man. I can't appreciate anymore, man. I was so, dude, I was bragging to people at work. It's like, you don't want to know. I mean, it's like, dude, I got the top tier guy wants to be on my
Stop, Joe.
podcast.
Stop, bro.
The best, dude. And I'm kind of mad they didn't have a vote this year for the best voice in podcast, because I know you would have won it. Dude, they had all this like best bow hunting podcast. No one wants that. Best voice in the podcast game, East Coast Trev, dude.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. All right, thanks, man.